definitely one area they needed to strengthen, Stevie, with the goals they were letting in last season, a team like Bayern.
Yeah, no question. The question is, have they bought the right player?
Have they?
Well, Juventus are not letting de Ligt go because he was so good. You know, when everybody was fit, it was Bonucci and Chiellini, who, if you put their ages together, were kicking towards the 100 mark. And de Ligt wasn't a leader. You know, Juventus are rebuilding. Juventus are a side that want to rebuild from the ashes, pretty much, from where they finished last year. So are they really going to let their best players go?
I think the reality, I mean, as I see it, I think Juve were in a situation where it's going to be very difficult for them to extend de Ligt. I think he had 2 years left on his deal. De Ligt obviously looked after by Rafaela Pimenta, was Mino Raiola's business partner. They're just not in a super strong financial position. And when they saw that they could make this money back, personally, I really like this signing for Bayern, because you're talking about a guy who, when he talked about his leadership qualities, and I know it's sort of this ephemeral thing, but he's also tall, strong, and he's comfortable on the ball. And he's at the personality.
That's my point. We haven't seen that at Juventus.
But I think we saw it a bit at Juventus, but if you think about it, he's still very young. He still has the raw tools.
I want a bit more than a bit, Gab, for 70 million.
He was working and growing under Bonucci and Chiellini alongside them. Those are two pretty talented players, two guys to learn off. I think it's a calculated risk from Bayern, because he's still so young. He can give you 10 years. And from their perspective, is he an upgrade over Nicolas Sule? Most people would say yes.
So they've got Upamecano, Lucas Hernandez. They've got a number of players at the back there. At 70 million, he's got to start, hasn't he?
Well, I think so. I think in all fairness to him, I think he did show a lot of leadership as a very young man at Ajax. You know, when they were getting to the... I know it was the Dutch league, but still a lot of pressure as a teenager. You know, leading that team, which I think, if memory serves me right, he did as a teenager, and he was a Dutch international.
He did, yeah.
That's a big responsibility. It's not easy taking off the Turin and taking up the mantle of some of the greatest defenders. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure he wasn't quite as good as he wanted to be consistently. He did have injuries, but it's Oliver Kahn said himself at 22. I mean, he's still a young guy. He's a good defender.
Yeah, and he had a different manager every season at Juventus, and a different style, going from Pirlo to Allegri, and you know. So I think there's enough reasons that why you would say, all right, he can still. I agree, it's an enormous fee, but you would look at it and say, okay, I'm going to bet on this. I'm going to give it another chance, because the upside, given his age, is still enormous.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.